So the end of the Galle test, and India have come out victorious by a massive 165 run margin and have now taken a 1-0 lead. It was a fantastic 5 days of proper test cricket where the batters had to grind out, the bowlers had to sweat out to pick their wickets, but ultimately we saw the Indian bowlers, the Indian batters come out victorious, come out on the top of the Sri Lankan team. Now the action will shift to Colombo for the second test at the SSC club, where the Indian team will look to clean sweep Sri Lanka 2-0 and take this confidence forward to the coming series going forward. Now coming to this particular game on day 5, where we saw some sort of fight back from the Sri Lankan batters. But again, at the end of the day, Manav Suthar was the one who came out victorious with 10 wickets in the game. And of course, Devdutt Padikkal was named the player of the match. But one particular battle, two different type of bowlers, but one same batsman. That was Dhananjaya de Silva from Sri Lankan camp. And from India side, Manav Suthar and Ravindra Jadeja. Straight Bat, our tech partner for this series, has provided us with some interesting data on how two different deliveries from these two bowlers panned out for Dhananjaya de Silva. One was swept away for a boundary, whereas in the second occasion against Ravindra Jadeja, Dhananjaya de Silva lost his wicket. I'll hand it over to Shamikda to explain the numbers behind the data. 54th over and 56th over. 54th was where Manav Suthar was hit for a boundary by Dhananjaya de Silva, whereas in the 56th over we saw how Ravindra Jadeja picked up Dhananjaya de Silva's wicket to give India an advantage. Shamikda.
Shubhan, it's not quite hitting the boundary. 53.3 overs, Manav Suthar to Dhananjaya de Silva, and it was a delivery on off and middle length ball again, and he came out of his crease and smothered the spin. And the data provided by our tech partner Straight Bat, it shows the impact was 54, bat speed was 58 kilometers per hour, timing index 93%, and sweet spot was 91%, and the bat lift angle was 38 degrees. Okay. That was 53.3 Manav Suthar versus Dhananjaya de Silva. And I saw how Dhananjaya de Silva and Sonal were building a partnership, and that was thwarting the Indian bowlers.
That was a patch where all the Indian fans must have felt a bit of worry as to whether Sri Lanka can take this game away from India or even draw this match or not.
Exactly, Shubhan. And you know, for old timers like us, that partnership between Kamran Akmal and Abdul Razak many moons ago, 2005, I think, if I am not mistaken, in Mohali, that came. That partnership, India went into the final test in Mohali against Pakistan, and Pakistan were 6 down. Right. And for the entire day, those two Pakistanis thwarted India. But that is something in the past. Now coming to the present, Dhananjaya de Silva's dismissal, 55.2 overs, and it was Ravindra Jadeja was bowling to Dhananjaya de Silva. And this time also, it was a length delivery. Yes. Length delivery, sort of on off stump, not quite on off and middle, but on off stump. But this time what happened? Jadeja's experience came to the fore. Jadeja gave the ball a little bit more air, right, and it sort of made Dhananjaya de Silva, who until then was batting very well, made a little bit greedy, and he went for a sweep shot. Instead of playing a deadpan defense, he went for a sweep shot. And the data provided to us by Straight Bat shows that there his impact was 68. There is a difference in impact from 54 against Manav Suthar to 68. Bat speed was 92 kilometers per hour, because he was playing an attacking shot. But timing index reduced from 93% to 74%.
Okay, that's a huge difference.
Huge difference. Bat lift angle is sort of similar, 36 degrees, but sweet spot from 91% came down to 31%, and it resulted in a top edge to short fine. So that was the technical difference. See, there are certain details that have been provided to us by Straight Bat. It shows Dhananjaya de Silva was judging the length of the spinners well and playing them accordingly. He played a textbook forward defense with a clean sweet spot. 2 overs later, the ball that spun sharply on a length, he This played on his mind.
Right.
The next ball, which was on a good length, he tried to sweep and got a top edge straight to short fine. Was that an ideal length for sweeping? Straight bet data of elite players shows that when playing sweep shots, they have a 21% better timing while impacting ahead of the crease as compared to impacting on the crease. So going more forward helps in timing the ball better. So you can clearly see the difference, and you can clearly see the contrast in the data and how the impact and the efficiency came down.
And of course, two different kind of shots where, and in these pitch, we have seen the Sri Lankan players, Sri Lankan batters deploy the sweep shot to great effect. But at the same time, Jadeja's experience came to the fold, as Shamikda also said, and the extra flight that he gave, along with the pace he generally operates with, that resulted in extra bounce, and Dhananjaya de Silva completely miscued his sweep shot, which resulted in a top pitch, and the Indians were in no mood to let any chances drop today out there on the field.
Shubha, just one thing to add. I mean, absolutely no disrespect to Manav Suthar, and he is the new kid in the block, and he is offering so much promise. But Jadeja is world class.
Yes, of course.
And over 2 innings, we have seen that. Because Manav Suthar, his 10-wicket match notwithstanding, struggled with the softer ball when the ball became old. He bowled a lot too many deliveries into the pads.
Right.
But Jadeja, you look at his consistency, even with the softer ball. Yes, he is just 2 tests old. Manav Suthar, Jadeja,
350 plus test wickets.
350 plus test wickets. There has to be a difference, and this boy will learn. He will get even better going ahead. India, at long last, have an out and out test bowler.
Absolutely, and the promise which he has shown, which he showed in his debut against Afghanistan, where he picked up 7 wickets and followed by a 10-wicket haul in this particular game, which is only his second test match. It shows the kind of depth he's coming into the international circuit. So Manav Suthar, a very promising career, but Jadeja, an absolute legend, only the 4th player in international cricket history, in test cricket history, to pick up 350 plus test wickets and score 4,000 plus test runs. So that says a lot about the difference between Manav Suthar's experience and Ravindra Jadeja's experience. But Manav, of course, will learn with time, and who better to learn from than Ravindra Jadeja in that dressing room. So thank you, Straight Bat, for providing us with some excellent data throughout this Galle test, and of course we will continue this segment once we reach Colombo, and the second test, the last test of this 2-match series, starts from 23rd onwards. So Straight Bat will continue to give us the insights. Like, share and subscribe, and let us know what you think about these 2 deliveries and the datas and the insights that we have provided. Thank you so much for watching.
For India's best multi-sports coverage, your platform is one, and that's Revsportz. So like, share, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. I think by now you know that we will be everywhere in different parts of the world and bring you on-ground reportage. As I said, your best multi-sports coverage on Revsportz, your favorite destination.